Her blade burned his hand as he tried to return it, and her warriors fled in fear. Elias plunged his gloved hand into the churned mud. His fingers closed around the alien blade's hilt. He yanked it free and rose, extending it hilt first toward Keithra Vaughn. The warrior captain knelt 10 meters away. Her scaled armor steamed from plasma grazes. She stared at the sword, eyes widening. "Captain," Elias said, voice steady over the platoon comm, "your weapon." Keithra's troops froze behind her. Rifles dipped, but fingers stayed on triggers. The hilt seared through Elias' glove. Searing heat bloomed in his palm like molten iron. A hiss cut the air, sharp as a flare igniting. Elias clamped his jaw. Pain lanced up his arm. He held the blade steady. Keithra recoiled. Her warriors backpedaled in unison. Formation shattered. Shouts erupted in their staccato tongue. "Contact!" Elias barked into his comm. "Hold fire, weapons low!" His squad dropped muzzles. They fanned out behind cover, eyes locked on the aliens. The blade's heat pulsed. Elias' glove smoked. Blisters formed under synth leather. He ignored it, offered the hilt again. Keithra rose to a crouch. "Human, drop it, the bond rejects you." Her voice crackled through the translator, drone hovering between them. Elias shook his head once. "Not leaving it in the mud, ma'am. Take your steel." Her warriors clustered back, plasma lances raised. One fired a warning bolt into the dirt. It splattered mud across Elias' boots. "LT," Mara Chen's voice cut his comm. "Sergeant, Silex's battalion is cresting the ridge." 5 minutes. He's reading this as a trap. Elias glanced left. His platoon held position on the shattered hill. Trenches scarred the earth from the skirmish. Keithra's patrol had ambushed them over a disputed relay tower. Now both sides bled. "Sergeant Rourke," Keithra edged forward, claws flexed. "The blade burns the unworthy, you profane it." Elias met her gaze, golden slit pupils dilated. "Profane, just handing back what fell, your move." She lunged, snatched the hilt. The blade cooled instantly. She sheathed it with a snap. Her warriors halted their retreat. Rifles snapped up. Elias peeled off his glove, palm raw branded with a glowing sigil. Skin bubbled black. He clamped it with his offhand, blood welled between fingers. "Platoon, stand fast," he ordered. "No one shoots unless they do." Mara's voice again, urgent. "Silex hailing, demands surrender, says your restraint hides sorcery." Elias keyed his external speaker. "Captain Vaughn, your boss incoming. Let's not turn this into a battalion scrap." Keithra's crest flared. "Commander Arun sees weakness. The blade marked you demon-touched." "Demon?" Elias snorted, flexed his burned hand. Pain throbbed, but he kept his stance open. "It's a burn, happens when you grab hot metal." Her eyes flicked to his palm. The sigil pulsed once, then faded. She hissed, warriors murmured, one pointed. "It accepted him, the bond lingers." Keithra whirled on them, snapped orders. They reformed uneasy. Dust clouds rose on the ridge. Silex's battalion crested. Heavy walkers thudded forward. Lances glowed hot. Elias raised his good hand. "Palm out, universal stop. Chen, patch me to Silex." "Done, audio only, he's not visual." "Commander Arun," Elias said. "This is Sergeant Rourke, 3rd Platoon, skirmish over relay tower, no need for more bodies." Silex's voice boomed, gravelly through translation. "Human deceiver, you wield Vaughn's blade bond, witchcraft." Keithra stiffened. "Commander, the human retrieved it, offered honorably, it burned him clean." "Lies, restraint masks your feral strength, Zorathians strike first." His walkers accelerated, lances charged. Elias' squad shifted, fingers itched on triggers. "Hold," Elias growled. Mara sprinted from the trench line, reached his side. "Sergeant, evac shuttle inbound, 2 mics, we pull now, they claim the tower." "Not without de-escalating." Elias eyed Keithra. "Captain." "Talk him down." She hesitated, crest flat, then barked into her comm. Walkers halted 50 meters out. Silex's lead vehicle hovered. A viewport irised open. The commander leaned out, scaled face twisted in fury. "Human, your flesh endures the bonfire, what sorcery?" Elias stepped forward, burned hand visible. "No sorcery, tolerance, we train for it. Heat, cold, pain, keeps us fighting." Keithra translated low, Silex's eyes narrowed. "You mock Zorath honor," Silex roared. "Warriors flee your touch." "They panicked," Elias said. "Misread a handshake, happens across species," Mara murmured. "Shuttle ETA 1 mic, tower secure." "Affirm, drones confirm." Keithra faced Silex, gestured sharply. "Commander, truce holds, relay neutral, human showed respect." Silex snarled. A walker surged forward, lance primed. Elias' platoon raised rifles, sights locked. "Fire if hit," Elias ordered. The walker stopped. Silex bellowed. Prove no witchcraft, face me. Kithra drew her blade halfway. Commander, Elias cut in. Test accepted. Mara grabbed his arm. Sergeant, no, he shook her off. Walked toward the walker, burned palm up. Silex dropped from the hatch, towered 2 meters. Claws gleamed. He extended his own bonded dagger, hilt glowing. Touch it, human, burn or claim. Elias gripped it. Heat surged, milder than Kithra's blade. His skin reddened but held. Silex yanked it back, stared at Elias' unblistered palm. Impossible, Zorath blood boils at half mark. Elias shrugged. Drilled pain tolerance, saves lives in the crush. Kithra approached, touched the dagger hilt. It cooled for her too. Silex's warriors lowered lances. Whispers spread, Mara keyed open comm. Shuttle overhead, tower secured, truce. Silex straightened. You, endure, not deceive. Elias nodded. Endure and respect, towers neutral, joint guard. Kithra sheathed her blade. Agreed, honor demands it. Silex signaled. Walkers powered down. Elias' platoon relaxed. Rifles slung, but Silex fixed on Elias' hand. The faint sigil reignited, faint blue glow. Mark remains, Silex hissed. What power lingers? Elias flexed fingers, pain ebbed to ache. None, just scar tissue. Kithra leaned close. Voice low, humans, hide fire within. Shuttle thrummed overhead, dust vortex swirled. Silex boarded his walker. Watch them, Vaughn, restraint veils the storm. Engines whined, aliens withdrew to their lines. Elias turned to Mara. Tower ours, for now. She scanned his palm. Medkit that burn, and Sergeant, next time let me negotiate first. He grinned through grit. Ma'am, that was negotiation. Kithra lingered at the perimeter, blade hand twitched, watched him board the shuttle. Her eyes burned with new wariness. The standoff ended. But the mark pulsed hotter. Kithra's voice cracked the air. Retreat! The blade rejects the deceiver, draw sidearms. Elias snapped his gaze left. Her warriors yanked pistols free, barrels swinging toward his squad. Dust still swirled from the shuttle's downdraft. His platoon tensed, fingers itching on triggers. He lowered his rifle first. Barrel dipped to the dirt. Easy, people, slings down now. His squad hesitated. Private Ruiz's knuckles whitened. Elias stepped forward, empty hands high, away from the sheathed blade on Kithra's hip. The faint burn on his palm throbbed hotter. They complied. Rifles clattered to slings. No one raised a weapon. Kithra's eyes narrowed. Her pistol tracked Elias' chest. Human, you touched the bond blade. It marked you, cursed you. Not cursed. Elias kept his voice level. Just tested, like you said, honor demands it. Her troops fanned out. Lances hummed to life behind her. Silex's walker loomed at the perimeter, turret swiveling. LT, Chen's voice cut his earpiece. Tight beam open, Sergeant. Zorath command channel, demanding one interpreter. Hold position. Elias nodded fractionally. Copy, ma'am, squad, form up defensive, no fire unless fired upon. Kithra advanced, pistol steady. The mark glows, Zorath blades burn the unworthy to ash. You stand, what sorcery? Elias flexed his scarred palm. Blue sigil pulsed under skin, warm, not searing. No sorcery, human skin, human pain threshold, we train for it. Her lip curled. Lies, Captain Vaughn, report. Silex's voice boomed from the walker. Blade burned him, Vaughn, human sabotage, they tampered with the bond. Capture the sergeant, alive if possible, dissect the mark. Kithra's warriors surged, boots pounded earth, lances crackled with plasma charge. Elias didn't flinch. Mara, patch me through, Chen's reply hissed. You're live, Zorath interpreter online, Captain Vaughn, stand down. This is Lieutenant Chen, UN Forces, the burn was no attack. Kithra barked into her comm. Commander Arun, blades do not lie, he endures the curse, it spreads. Static crackled, Silex overrode. Proof of deception, Zorath honor demands blood, advance. Elias' squad formed a wedge behind him. Ruiz muttered, Sarge, they're closing fast. Hold. Elias locked eyes with Kithra, 10 meters now, her pistol sighted dead center. Chen spoke sharp. Vaughn, listen, your blade tested him, he passed. Human custom, respect through restraint. No weakness, no trick. Kithra faltered, one step. Restraint, you lower arms as we charge, test your honor. Elias extended his palm, sigil flared brighter. Touch it again, see. Her warriors halted. 5 meters, lances hummed, but fingers hovered off triggers. Kithra glanced at her blade. Hilt gleamed neutral. She holstered her pistol, slow, drew the dagger instead. Elias stood still. Squad held breath. She gripped his wrist, pressed blade hilt to his palm. Heat bloomed. Skin sizzled faint. Elias gritted teeth. No jerk, no cry. Sigil stabilized, glow even to steady blue. Kithra yanked back, eyes wide. It accepts, the bond holds. Silex's walker rumbled closer, turret word. Vaughn, report, her voice steadied. Commander, the human endures the full burn, blade cools, no sabotage. Pause, long. Impossible, Zorath blood would boil. Not Zorath, Kithra sheathed the blade. Human, they hide fire within. Elias lowered his hand, ache settled to throb. Towers neutral ground, joint guard like we said, or this escalates. His platoon shifted, rifles stayed slung. Chen's voice, Arun truce holds, shuttles medbay prepped for your wounded, reciprocate. Silex's turret stilled, walker hatch hissed open, he dropped down, lance in grip, towered over Elias. You invite death. Silex prodded Elias' chest with a lance tip, dull sighed. Lower weapons, charge forward, why? Elias met his gaze. De-escalate, saves lives, yours and ours. Silex snorted. Weakness invites strike. Restraint tests true strength. Elias nodded to Kithra. Your blade proved it. Whispers rippled through Zorath ranks. Lances powered down, one by one. Kithra stepped beside Silex. Commander, honor binds us now, he bore the mark. Silex glared, then signaled. Stand down, joint guard, but watch him, Vaughn. Humans veil storms. Warriors complied, pistols holstered. They fell back to lines. Elias exhaled. Mara, tower secured, again. Her chuckle crackled. Sergeant, your negotiation style needs work. Medbay now that palm's infected. He grinned, flexed fingers, sigil dimmed to scar. Kithra lingered, watched him turn for the shuttle. Her hand rested on blade hilt. Neutral cool, but as Elias boarded, Silex's voice echoed low to her. The mark lingers, test it further in battle. Engines whined, dust rose, Elias strapped in. Platoon settled, Ruiz leaned close. Sarge, you crazy, letting her burn you twice. Calculated risk. Elias eyed his palm, sigil gone, skin whole. They respect action, not anger. Shuttle lifted, tower shrank below, Zorath walkers flanked it now, joint guard, Chen patched through. Arun's buying time, intel says battalion massing. They think we're bluffing restraint. Elias nodded. Let 'em, next test we show the storm. Hours blurred, patrols overlapped, tower hummed with shared sensors. Zorath lances patrolled outer ring. Human rifles inner, night fell hard, stars pierced black. Elias pulled first watch, leaned on parapet, palm itched. Kithra approached, silent, stood beside him, blade sheathed. You sleep, she asked. 4 hours, then up. Elias scanned horizon, distant lights flickered, reinforcements. Zorath warriors rest armed, she touched hilt. Bond demands vigilance, he nodded. Same, respect your ways, you respect ours, she studied his hand. The burn healed, no scar. Human region, adrenaline helps, her eyes sharpened. Silex doubts, says humans plot, blades acceptance trick. Elias turned, faced her square. Test it, draw, she did, hilt forward, he gripped. Heat nipped, tolerable, let go blade cooled instant. Kithra exhaled. True fire. Alarms blared, tower sensors screamed. Chen's voice, contacts, Zorath heavies inbound, Silex's battalion, not ours. Elias grabbed rifle. Vaughn, your commander moves. Kithra spun, drew blade proper. Treachery, Silex's walker broadcast. Humans cursed the blade, proof in the mark, strike. Her warriors rallied, lances up. Elias keyed squad net. Defensive positions, non-lethal if possible. Kithra faced him. Blade ready, you de-escalate again. Always, he shouldered rifle, low ready. Join us or fight alone. She hesitated, horizon glowed, walkers thundered closer. Silex's voice roared. Vaughn, with us or cursed. She raised blade, not at Elias, at the sky. Honor tested. Stand down, commander. Walkers braked, turrets queried. Elias stepped forward, palm out, sigil reignited faint. Silex's lead walker halted, ramp dropped. The mark, proof of alliance. Kithra advanced with Elias. Blade accepts him, humans endure. Chaos in Zorath ranks. Lances wavered, Chen tight beamed. Arun, stand down, joint command now or lose the tower. Silex dismounted, lance gripped white-knuckled, stared at Elias' palm. Touch it. Elias' extended hand. Silex gripped Elias' palm, his scaled fingers clamped like a vice. The sigil flared, white-hot agony lanced up Elias' arm. He didn't flinch. Zorath warriors gasped. Lances dipped. Kithra's blade hissed. She stepped between them. Enough, commander, the bond holds. Silex yanked back. His eyes bulged, frills erect in shock. Impossible. Human flesh rejects the fire. You tampered, or he did. Elias flexed his hand. Blister bubbled, but the mark glowed steady. No tricks, your blade chose. Walkers revved. turrets whirred, locking on Ilia's squad. Chen's voice crackled in his earpiece. Sergeant Heavy's painting us. 5 minutes to firing solution. Arun's itching for first blood. Ilias raised his voice. Commander, we're allies here. Towers neutral. Blade proves it. Silex snarled. Restraint hides fangs. Humans bound my warriors. Now this sorcery. He waved at the pinned Zorath on the ground, coils tangled, arms locked behind backs. Ilia's squad held position, rifles low. Flashback hit Ilias. Minutes ago, alarms wailed. Zorath troops surged his line, coils whipping out to snare his humans. First warrior lunged. Ilias sidestepped, hooked the arm, twisted into a joint lock. Armor groaned but held. Second came high. Ilias ducked, swept the legs, pinned with a knee. No shots fired, no seals cracked, just control. Kithra had barked halt then. Her troops froze, lances humming. Now Silex paced. Vaughn, explain. Kithra sheathed her blade halfway. He touched it clean, heat-tested true, no tamper. Prove beyond doubt. Silex pointed to neutral ground, the tower's shadow, dirt packed flat. Controlled test. Blade on his throat, full bonfire. Ilias met her eyes. Kithra's frills twitched doubt, respect. Sergeant, do it. Ilias dropped his rifle, squad tensed. Chen whispered, risky, but your call. Kithra nodded, drew full, blade ignited, plasma edge roaring blue. She tossed it hilt first. Ilias caught. Heat surged, skin crisped, nerves screamed. He held, passed back, sigil dimmed on release. Zorath ranks murmured, one lance powered down. Silex spat. Illusion, my turn. He snatched the hilt. Blade spat sparks, scorched his palm. He dropped it roaring. Cursed. Kithra retrieved it smooth. Honor binds, humans endure. Walkers advanced a step. Ilias keyed open channel. LT, Chen signal joint hold, no fire. Affirm, but Silex's battalion masses, 500 strong. Ilias faced Silex. Test passed. Stand down. Silex laughed bitter. You de-escalate while we burn. Zorath strike first. He mounted up, ramp hissed shut. Kithra grabbed Ilias' arm. He misreads, restraint equals weakness in our code. Then show him strength in alliance. Ilias signaled squad. Form wedge. Vaughn's flank. She hesitated. Warriors looked to her. Horizon thundered. Silex's Heavy's crested ridge, cannons hot. With me, Kithra roared. Her platoon fell in. Lances charged. Ilias humans slotted beside. Chen tight-beamed Silex. Commander Arun blade bond seals packed. Tower shared or contested. Silex's voice boomed. Contest. First walker fired. Plasma bolt scorched earth 10 meters left. Ilias dove. Suppressors, pin 'em. His squad unleashed, non-lethal rounds cracked, fogging sensors. Zorath staggered, visors whited out. Kithra charged. Blade cleaved a trackpad. Walker lurched. Flank left. Ilias grappled a dismounting warrior, empty hands again. Redirected momentum, slammed into dirt. Pinned. Yield. The Zorath froze, eyes wide at unbroken seals. Silex's lead walker pivoted. Cannon bore on Ilias. Kithra vaulted. Blade plunged into the joint. Sparks flew. Walker toppled. Chaos rippled Silex's line. Lances faltered. Captain Von defects. Ilias rose. Palm out. Sigil caught sun. Blazed. Alliance. Chen's dropship screamed overhead. Patching fleet command. Zorath Hicom hails incoming. Silex dismounted second walker. Lance trembled. The mark. Burns me. Accepts you. Endure it. Ilias extended hand again. Silex touched. Sigil held neutral. No flare. Zorath gasped louder. Walkers powered down. Kithra sheathed blade. Commander. Joint hold. Silex straightened. Frills flat. Humans. Restrain without kill. Endure fire. What are you? Ilias shouldered rifle. Soldiers like you. Ridge cleared. Tower alarm silenced. Chen landed shuttle. De-escalated. Fleet confirms shared op. Silex gripped Ilias' shoulder careful. Next test, battlefield, together. Ilias nodded. Together. But alarms blared anew. New contacts, third party, pirate raiders, hulls scarred. Chen scanned. Hot drop incoming, towers prize for them. Kithra drew blade. Now we fight as one? Ilias grinned. Let's show 'em. Raiders dove, missiles streaked. Ilias' squad scattered. Defensive, Von Heavy's yours. She led charge, blade flashing. Silex's walkers reformed, human-directed fire. Precision bursts crippled engines. One raider skimmed low. Ilias grapple-surfed a Zorath pauldron, rifle barking. Cockpit shattered. Raider plowed dirt. Kithra pinned him stare. How? Practice. Ilias dusted off. Silex broadcast fleet-wide. Humans bond true. Zorath endures with them. Raiders broke. Fled horizon, tower secured. Ilias' palm throbbed, blister split. He ignored it. Chen approached. Casualties 0, impressive. Kithra saluted, blade across chest. Honor shared, Silex grunted. Weakness, no. Control. Ilias scanned scopes, clear for now. Next wave comes. Ready? Warriors chorused yes. Humans too. Restraint won the standoff. Now respect forged the line, but pirate transponders winked back. Reinforced. Ilias keyed squad. Gear check. Vaughn, your blades lead. She smiled, fangs sharp. Human hands follow. Thunder rolled again. Deeper in the tower, consoles hummed. Ilias wiped sweat. Kithra bandaged his palm. Firemark permanent. Good luck charm, he flexed. Silex entered, data slate and claw. Scans show pirate mothership, cloaked, slips in system. Chen synced feeds. Our heavies en route. ETA 30. Too long, Kithra paced. Strike preempt. Ilias studied hollow. Flank blind spot, human stealth suits, Zorath heavies faint. Silex's frills rose. Risky, suits breach. Trust. Ilias donned his. Squad mirrored. Kithra nodded. Lead. Night fell fast. Stars pierced black. Ilias' team ghosted ridge. Pirates dropped pods, mercs boiled out, lasers hot. Zorath walkers thundered distraction. Lances lit dark. Ilias closed pod. Grenade cooked internals. Mercs spilled, choking. One spun. Laser grazed suit. Ilias rolled, grappled neck, snap hold. Down, squad cleared beachhead. Mothership decloaked. Bays yawned. Boarding charge? Ilias yelled. Kithra's blade cut ramps. Silex's cannon breached hull. Inside, corridors reeked ozone. Pirates swarmed. Ilias redirected first rush, pinned 2. Rifle butt cracked helmets. Kithra danced plasma death. Humans wrestle gods, Silex laughed. Endure. Bridge fell fast. Captain surrendered. Hands up. Ilias secured. Towers ours. Pirates rooted. Back outside, dawn broke. Zorath clapped shoulders. Humans nodded. Chen reported. Fleet hails alliance formal. Silex gripped lance. Never anger humans. Kithra touched Ilias' mark. Glowed mutual. Ilias cracked 3 chemlights in his fists. Green phosphor trails snapped across the cracked planetary dirt, forming a perfect 10-meter circle. Dust puffed under his boots as he stepped back. Platoon outside the line, secure positions. His voice cut the humid air. Rifles clacked to low ready. Humans moved crisp, forming a loose semicircle. Zorath warriors gripped lances tighter. Frills quivered along their necks, red spikes of fury. Kithra Vaughn stood at their center, her bonded blade sheathed but humming faint heat. The burn on Ilias' palm throbbed under hasty field gauze. He'd gripped that hilt barehanded an hour ago, offering respect after their skirmish patrol linked up. Simple gesture. Her blade judged him unworthy, seared flesh. No scream, just flex and grin. Now her troops saw witchfire on human skin, interpreted it as sorcery. Weapons hot. Standoff. LT Mara Chen leaned into her translator, Mike. Captain Vaughn, Sergeant Rourke declares this neutral ground. All forces withdraw beyond the glow. Kithra's slit pupils locked on Ilias. Her frills half-cocked, silver scales gleaming under triple suns. Human proposes game. After my blade marks him demon. Chen didn't flinch. Test of claim. Prove the bond rejects all but worthy. Commander Silex Arun stomped forward from the Zorath ranks. His bulk dwarfed Kithra, battalion hardliner, lance scarred from a dozen worlds. Deception, humans feign weakness, strike now. Zorath lances word to charge. Human rifles twitched up. Ilias raised one hand, palm out, no weapon. Stand fast. His platoon froze. Chen echoed the command. Kithra slashed a claw through air. Her warriors halted mid-step. Claws scraped armor. Tension crackled like static. She yanked her blade free. Hilt pulsed orange, living forge. 10 kilos of mono-edged fury forged to her blood oath. Rejects intruders with plasma core rage. Ilias smelled ozone from his own burn. Kithra spun the blade high, arced it into the circle's heart. It thunk point down in dirt. Hilt glowed cherry red. Heat waves shimmered. Drakthar, she barked. Her strongest guard lunged forward, a slab of muscle, champion of her vanguard. Gauntlet clamped the hilt. Sizzle erupted. Smoke billowed black. Drakthar's scales blistered through alloy plating. He roared, staggered back. Gauntlet fused, half-melted to claw. Dropped rolling in dust. Warriors hissed alarm. Silex's frills spiked full crimson. Blade rages, human sorcery poisons it. Zorath ranks surged. Lances ignited blue plasma. Negative, Ilias bellowed. Chen amplified. Hold. His heart hammered steady. Sweat traced spine under armor. Aliens mistook calm for trick. Time to fix it. Elias strode into the circle, boots crunched chemglow. Zorath gasped, humans tensed fingers on triggers. Blades heat baked his face 10 meters out. Air warped, hilt throbbed brighter. Silex roared. He dies. Kithra blocked her commander with one arm, watched Elias unblinking. He knelt 5 paces off, unslung his survival pack, zipped a pocket, pulled thermal barrier cloth, standard infantry issue, rated for re-entry frictions. Thin as silk, tough as graphene, no words. Elias advanced. Heat-singed eyebrows, he draped cloth over hilt, wrapped tight. Fibers smoked but held, gripped bundle, lifted blade free. Cool, no burn, Zorath's silence crashed like thunder. Drakthar gaped from dirt, claw steaming. Elias walked out. Offered the wrapped hilt to Kithra. "Your blade, Captain." She snatched it, unwrapped slow, hilt cooled to silver, bond accepted. Glowed mutual, her oath mark pulsed on his gauzied palm in sync. Silex's lance powered down, frills drooped. How? Insulation. Elias flexed burned hand. Respects your custom, solves the problem. Chen translated. Zorath murmured, shock rippled scales. Kithra sheathed blade. Claws traced Elias' shoulder plate. Human endures fire, thinks around it. Drakthar rose, nodded respect. Peeled ruined gauntlet with hiss. Silex circled Elias, sniffed air. No sorcery, clever prey. Not prey. Elias met the giant's gaze. Allies, pirates inbound, your heavies are stealth, win together. Chen patched feeds. Confirmed, mothership decloaks in 30. Kithra gripped Elias' arm, scales warm. Lead test passed, we follow. Platoon exhaled, rifles slung. Zorath clapped lances in salute, thunder roll. Elias wiped brow, burn itched victory, simple fix, battlefield math, but Silex lingered, eyed human suits. Flank blind. Risk suits breach, trust the weave. Elias tugged his stealth layer. Ghosts in black, Kithra nodded. Humans wrestle fire, we break hulls. They prepped fast. Elias' squad donned full stealth. Chameleon nanoweave sucked light, silent steps. Zorath loaded walkers, bipedal tanks, lances belching plasma storms. Night dropped like curtain. Stars punched void. Elias ghosted ridge flank. Pirates hit beachhead, dropships vomited mercs, lasers stitching dark. Zorath heavies thundered faint. Lances carved sky. Merc pods brewed fireballs. Elias closed pod cluster. Grenade arced true, cooked internals, mercs spilled choking. One spun, laser kissed suit edge. Elias rolled, grappled neck, snap twist, down, squad cleared beachhead, mothership decloaked, bays gaped hungry. Boarding charge? Elias keyed calm. Kithra's blade sheared ramps. Silex's cannon punched hull breaches. Corridors reeked ozone burn. Pirates swarmed choke points. Elias pinned, rush, body slammed 2 into bulkhead. Rifle butt cracked helmets. Kithra danced through, blade plasma arcs felled 5. Humans wrestle gods, Silex boomed over roar, his lance impaled a heavy. Endure, Elias grappled last merc, bridge hatch blew, captain surrendered, claws up, Elias cuffed him. Tower secured, pirates rooted. Dawn cracked horizon. Zorath clapped human shoulders, padded thumps, Chen reported up chain. Fleet confirms, alliance formal. Silex gripped lance high. Never anger humans. Kithra touched Elias' fire mark, it glowed mutual sync. Honor shared, Elias flexed palm, good luck charm. But Consols hummed in forward op. Silex stormed in data slate clutched. New scans, pirate remnants rally, second mothership slips in system, cloaked. Chen synced feeds. Heavies ETA 30 mics. Too long, Kithra paced, blade hand twitched. Elias studied holoproj. Flank blind spot winked. Stealth suits again, Zorath faint heavies. Silex's frills rose wary. Suits hold plasma this time? Trust. Elias donned weave, squad mirrored, Kithra nodded sharp. Lead, fire wrestler. Elias grinned under hood, restraint won first round. Action sealed it. Pirate pods rained hotter, mercs boiled thicker, upgunned, shields humming. Zorath walkers drew fire, lances lit horizon. Elias' team infiltrated underbelly. Stealth held, nano drank laser glances. He planted breacher on keel hatch. Boom echoed. Inside, engine roar, chem stink, crew quarters swarmed. Elias choke held sentry, dragged silent. Kithra breached parallel, blade sang. For bond! Silex's cannon turned corridor to slag. Push! Crossfire pinned them. Elias flanked vent, dropped behind line. Took 3 down hand to hand. Jabs cracked jaws, knees buckled spines. Merc heavy whirled chaingun. Kithra vaulted, blade severed feed. Elias tackled pinned arms, Chen's shot finished. Bridge loomed. Captain barked orders, surrendered when Silex's lance kissed throat. Second ship hours. Outside, suns climbed, Zorath cheers shook ground, humans fist bumped, Chen smiled. Alliance locked, pirates broken, Silex laughed deep. Elias gripped Kithra's forearm in the Zorath victory clasp, her scales rasped warm against his glove. Cheers echoed across the forward op, Zorath frills flared high, human squad whoops cut through. Kithra slid her bonded blade free. Hilt forward, she extended it. Fire wrestler, take bond share, alliance sealed in steel. Elias reached, fingers closed on the guard. Heat lanced his palm, white-hot agony, flesh sizzling. He yanked back. Skin blistered red, smoke curled. Kithra's troops froze, frills spiked rigid. Unworthy blade rejects, gasps rippled. Rifles snapped up. Zorath eyes locked on Elias, mandibles clacking alarm. Elias clenched teeth. Pain throbbed, but he waved off Chen's medkit lunge. No panic, field problem, solve it. He dropped to one knee, webbing from his harness unspooled fast. Duct tape ripped free, sticky tear loud in the hush. Broken comms bracket from his pack, jagged metal, perfect clamp. Fingers flew. Webbing looped the guard tight, triple knotted. Tape sealed bracket jaws around the unheated crossguard insulated grip. Sling fashioned from spare strap, rigged to pivot the hilt outward. 40 seconds, rig complete, solid. He stood, lifted the blade by the improvised clamp, no skin contact. Heat stayed dormant, no trigger. Blade rotated smooth, hilt pointed to Kithra. Your bond intact. Kithra stared, pupils dilated, she gripped barehanded. Heat vanished, blade cooled to blue gleam. Her warriors lowered rifles a fraction, murmurs rose. He tamed rejection. Commander Silex Arun shoved through, data slate discarded, frills quivered fury. That rig, human weapon, disguised trap, troops snapped back to aim. Load live, Silex barked. Chambers clacked, plasma rounds chambered, barrels hummed charge. Elias held steady. Rig dangled loose in his offhand, blistered palm up empty threat. Commander, respect your custom, fix the problem. Chen stepped forward, hands open. Silex scans clear, no explosives. Elias improvised sling, human field craft. Silex's gaze bored into the rig. Deception, restraint hides fangs, fire on my mark. Kithra's hand shot up. Hold, he returned pure, blade sings true. Tension crackled. Elias scanned faces, Zorath triggers itched. His squad fanned subtle, hands-off weapons. Trust the de-escalate. Pirate wreckage smoked behind. Second mothership secured, winds stacked. No blood here, Elias met Silex's glare. Test it, your blade, your rules, I adapt. Silex snarled. Advanced, snatched the rig, yanked webbing free. Blade clattered to dirt cool, he hefted it. Frills eased a notch. No charge, no blade trick, Kithra sheathed smooth. Fire wrestler engineers honor, we burn rash foes, he cools fire. Warriors shifted, rifles dipped. Whispers spread, humans wield tools as gods. Chen exhaled quiet. Standoff clear, alliance holds. Silex tossed the bracket back, clanged at Elias' boot. Next time bare hand, prove flesh. Elias scooped it, nodded. Deal, but tape fixes most breaks. Laughter bubbled, Zorath first, deep rumbles. Humans joined, frills relaxed full. Scouts pinged incoming heavies, ETA cut to 10 mics. Pirates rallied final push. Elias synced platoon feed. Flank same blind spot, stealth suit cycle 2. Kithra gripped blade. Lead Elias. We follow fire wrestler. Silex mounted cannon. Push, humans turn weakness to blade. Pods streaked hotter. Merc walkers thundered, shields thicker, lances primed. Elias donned weave hood. Nanofog drank scans. Squad mirrored, silent ghosts. They infiltrated underbelly again. Breacher planted. Boom ripped hatch. Inside, alarms wailed, chem fumes choked. Sentry lunged, Elias choke collapsed him. Dragged to shadow, Kithra vaulted parallel breach. Blade whirled, 2 mercs down, throats opened. Crossfire pinned Silex's line, Elias vent flanked. Dropped behind heavy, jab cracked jaw, knee buckled spine. Third swung rifle, Elias sidestepped, elbowed throat. Chaingun word, Kithra leaped blade, sheared feed line. Elias tackled gunner, pinned arms, Chen's shot punch skull, bridge ahead. Captain spun, surrender barked as Silex's lance glowed, throat close. Ship hours, pirates dust. Outside, suns peaked. Zorath roared approval. Humans bumped fists, but Silex pulled Elias aside, frills low. Blade burned you, yet you built path. Zorath charge blind, humans. See angles. Elias bandaged palm. Respect first, fight second, saves ammo. Keith rejoined, offered forearm again, no blade. Bond deeper now, teach rig craft, Elias grinned. Deal your plasma, my tape. Scanners pinged. Third mothership decloaked, final rally, heavies dropping. Chen synced. 10 mics, full battalion. Silex laughed. We burn them with human eyes. Elias checked rig parts, improvise one standoff. Battlefield next. Pods slammed dirt. Mercs boiled out. Shields hummed. Chain guns spun. Elias waved squad. Stealth cycle. Flank low. They ghosted. Nano veils held. Lasers glanced off. Kithra matched stride. Blade ready. Fire wrestler leads. Breacher set. Boom. Swarm hit. Elias choke sentry. Kithra slashed pair. Heavy whirled. Elias flanked. Bracket sling. Whipped knee. Down. Chain gun barked. Kithra vaulted, blade bit arm. Elias pinned, Chen finished. Deeper, engine deck swarmed. Silex's cannon slagged corridor, pinned again. Elias vent dropped. 3 down hand-to-hand, cracks echoed. Bridge loomed. Captain ordered fire, Silex lance kissed helm. Surrender. Victory stacked, cheers shook hull, but Elias spotted it, scans flickered. Cloaked drone swarm inbound. Ambush tail, he barked. Rig defenses, Kithra nodded. Your way. Webbing flew, tape sealed vents. Brackets clamped emitters, drones hit barrier, rig held. Plasma splashed harmless, Silex gaped. Tools defy gods, Elias shrugged. Just physics. Alliance forged in burn and tape, pirates shattered, heavies landed clean, Zorath banners rose, Chen fist bumped. Never anger humans, they fix your world, Kithra touched blister scar. Or burn it polite, Silex raised slate. Next war, humans first. Elias scanned horizon, pirates gone, but stars hid more, restraint one here, capability sealed it, drone wreckage smoked, one ping lingered, signal out. Commander, Elias said, tail incoming, rig time. Silex grinned fangs. Lead, fire wrestler. Red targeting dots bloomed across Elias Rourke's chest plate. A dozen lasers pinned him from the ridgeline above the pirate wreckage. Zorath troops advanced in wedge formation, plasma lances humming low. Elias raised one gloved hand, palm out. Hold fire, squad, muzzles down. His platoon froze behind the drone barrier, smoke canisters ready. Chen's eyes flicked to him, question sharp. Arun's play, Elias said, voice steady. He scanned the advance. Kithra's banner fluttered at the wedge's tip. No, she lagged. Commander Silex Arun led, fangs bared under his helm. Dots tightened on Elias' vitals, heart, throat. His suit pinged warnings. Smoke out, Elias ordered. He slapped his thigh grenade. Thick gray clouds erupted, swallowing the barrier. He grabbed PFC Ramirez by the strap, yanked him behind a slag heap. Squad piled in. Boots scraped hull metal. Discipline holds, Elias murmured. Rifles tracked shadows through the haze, triggers cold. Arun's voice boomed from amps. Human fire wrestler, yield the blade marked one, she dishonors us. Kithra burst from the smoke ahead. Her bonded blade glowed faint orange in her grip. She planted herself between Elias' cover and the advancing wedge. Scaled arms spread wide. Commander Arun, Kithra roared. This advance shames blade law, the human proved worth, my steel accepted him. Arun halted his troops 20 meters out. Lances cycled hot. Your steel lies, Captain Vaughn, it burned the soft skin, weakness taints our line. Elias crouched low. Smoke curled around his visor. He keyed squad TACnet. Chen forward, show the burn, no weapons. LT Mara Chen nodded once. She slung her rifle, stepped into the open, palm raised like Elias, gray haze parted around her. Commander Arun, Chen called, voice cut clean. Sergeant Rourke bears your captain's mark, proof of trial passed. Arun's wedge shifted. Dots danced off Elias, locked on Chen now. She didn't flinch, pulled back her sleeve. Blister scar glared red on her forearm, Kithra's blade gift from the bridge fight, passed hand to hand. Kithra snarled over her shoulder. See? Fire wrestler leads without snap. Honor bonds us. Arun's mandibles clicked. Troops murmured. One lance whined higher. Elias watched through smoke wisps. Arun's eyes narrowed on the scar. Expectation hung thick. They waited for human rage. For the snap, Elias breathed even. Field problem, solve calm. Arun, Elias projected, stepped half out, hands visible, chest plate still dotted but muzzle stayed low. Blade law demands inquiry. Face it formal. No blood here. Arun's troops froze. Kithra lowered her blade tip to dirt. She glanced back, scales flushing respect blue. Chen advanced 3 steps. Your drones fell to our rigs, pirates broke on our steel, restraint seals alliance, strike now, lose blade right. A Zorath gunner twitched. Lance muzzle dipped toward Chen's leg. Elias moved. Smoke canister 2, fresh gray bloomed. Cover, he lunged, shouldered Chen back. Dots chased them to slag, plasma cracked. One bolt scorched Elias Pauldron. Squad rifles snapped up, held fire. Kithra whirled. Dishonorable shot, stand down. Aaron bellowed, troops milled. Dots flickered off. Elias peeked. Aaron yanked the gunner's lance aside. Fangs flashed fury. Blade law binds, Captain Von speaks. Kithra sheathed her blade. Hilt steamed on her thigh. She strode to Elias' barrier, stopped short of the line. Fire wrestler, your comm tests harder than fire. Elias rose slow. Squad flanked him, muzzles trained but fingers off triggers. Field problem, Captain, solved without bodies. Chen dusted her gloves. Inquiry now, Commander, or we rig the next tail. Aaron paced forward, his wedge parted, eyes locked on Elias' unburned hands. Human, you did not snap, restraint mocks my reed. Dots winked out, lances powered down, Elias nodded once. Respect holds line, blade law or not. Kithra touched her scar, mirror to Chen's. He burns polite. Aaron's mandibles worked, signal slate rose. Inquiry convenes at Ridge Camp, bring proof. Troops reversed. Wedge dissolved into patrol lines, smoke cleared on smoking drone husks. Elias scanned horizon. That lingering ping pulsed stronger, tail inbound. Squad rig cycle, he said. Captain join, Kithra grinned fangs. Lead fire wrestler. Chen fist bumped Elias. Discipline blinked him. Aaron paused at ridgeline, looked back. Human restraint etched new in his stare. But the ping spiked. Cloaked signatures bloomed, pirate remnants heavy, Elias keyed net. Contact, real tail. Kithra drew blade, glow brightened. Aaron barked orders, his troops spun. Elias waved squad. Flank low, smoke ready. Battlefield shifted, respect tested anew. Red dots flickered again, not Aaron's. Pirate lasers, Elias dropped to knee. Mara, Chen, negotiate hold with Aaron, squad, weapons hot on my mark. Chen sprinted forward. Commander, shared threat. Aaron's voice cracked back. Humans first, plasma arced from ridges. Pirates decloaked, heavies inbound. Elias triggered smoke wall, squad ghosted left. Nanoveils hummed, Kithra matched stride, blade thirsty. Fire wrestler, she said. Your comm calls storms. Elias bracketed a heavy. Storms we fix. Chain guns spun hot, pirates swarmed. Aaron's wedge charged right. Blade sang. Elias squeezed trigger, heavy bucked fell. Kithra slashed drone wing. Never anger humans. Smoke cleared on wreckage. Alliance held, but deep scans pinged. Bigger tail. Pirate lord's flag. Elias grinned. Rig time. Aaron signaled join. Lead. Restraint one standoff. Capability crushed threat. Stars watched. More hid. Elias scanned. Platoon ready. Zorath beside. Next test loomed. Pirate heavies crested horizon. Cannon ports glowed. Flank, Elias barked. Squad moved. Kithra vaulted ruin. Blade bit cockpit glass. Aaron's cannon slagged lead heavy. Human way. Chen relayed fire lines, precise. Elias choked sentry on gunner, down, swarm hit. Lasers glanced nano veils. Kithra pinned pirate. Yield. Blade hovered. Pirate snarled, no snap. Elias dragged him, zipped. Heavies circled, cannon kiss. Breacher, Elias called. Boom, deck breached. Squad poured in, hand-to-hand cracks. Kithra vaulted, blade arm bit. Elias flanked. Bracket whip knee. Down, Chen finished sentry. Deeper. Engine swarm. Aaron slagged corridor. Pinned. Elias vent dropped. 3 down fists. Bridge loomed. Lord ordered fire. Aaron lance kissed helm. Surrender. Cheers shook hull. Elias spotted flicker. Scans. Cloaked wing inbound. Tail, he barked. Rig. Kithra nodded. Your way. Webbing flew. Tape sealed. Brackets clamped. Drones hit, held, plasma harmless. Aaron gaped. Tools defy. Elias shrugged. Physics. But Lord Slate pinged out. Signal. Aaron raised blade. Inquiry first, then next war humans lead. Elias touched blister scar. Comm 1, dots gone. Respect sealed. Stars hid more. Restraint ready. Word count, 1428 not included in output. Kithra slammed Elias' charred glove onto the tribunal slab. Flames licked its edges. Alien elders recoiled. Her voice boomed. This human touched my blade, it burned him, yet he returns it. No theft, proof of honor. Elias stood rigid in the chamber's heat haze. Zorathian air scorched his lungs. He flexed blistered fingers. Pain throbbed, but he kept his face stone. Platoon flanked him, rifles slung low per orders. LT Mara Chen whispered translations into his earpiece. They're buying it. Hold steady. Commander Silex Aaron leaned forward. His eyes narrowed at the glove. Burned flesh means rejection. He defies the bond, witchcraft. Troops behind him shifted. Blades hummed hotter. Kithra spun on Aaron. He saved my life first. Pirates swarmed. Human tools breached their hulls. We fought as one. She thrust the glove toward Elias. Take it, Sergeant Rourke, show them. Elias stepped up, grabbed the slab's edge. Cool metal grounded him. Ma'am, he said to Chen. Rigs ready? She nodded. Elias pulled the insulated glove rig from his pack. Layers of nanoweave, thermal gel, and clamp brackets gleamed. Human improv, battlefield staple. Arun barked. Demonstration or trick? His warriors gripped hilts. Blades glowed warning orange. Elias ignored the threat. Slid the rig over his hand. Gel squelched. Seals hissed tight. Protocol starts here. He faced Kithra. Captain, your blade, please. She hesitated. Bond blade quivered in her sheath. Zorathian legend, it seared unworthy flesh to bone. Elias waited, calm, no flinch. Kithra drew it, hilt forward, heat waves distorted air. Elias clamped the rig's brackets, locked grip without skin contact. Blade snarled, plasma arcs spat. Rig absorbed, no burn, gasps rippled through the tribunal. Arun's troops froze. Step one, Elias said, voice even. Insulate no direct touch. He handed it back, rig intact. Kithra sheathed it smooth. Her eyes widened. Chen relayed. Now both sides, safe handoff. Elias turned to his platoon. Demo 2. Private Ruiz stepped up, rigged glove on. Elias drew his own sidearm, standard kinetic pistol, handed it over. Clean transfer, no drama. Kithra mirrored, pulled her blade, rigged it, passed to Ruiz. Blade hissed but held. Ruiz nodded, passed back. Tribunal elders murmured. Arun's face twisted. Humans mocked the bond. No, Elias cut in. Chen translated sharp. Respect it. Your blades kill pirates fine. Our rigs keep allies alive. He stripped the rig, held up bare, scarred hand. Blisters wept clear fluid. I took the burn first to prove. Silence crashed. Kithra touched her blade hilt. It cooled blue acceptance glow. Arun stood. Lies, humans hide power, restraint masks fangs. He signaled troops. Charge the burn-proof line, end deception. His warriors surged, but halted, blades dimmed. One muttered, It, obeyed the soft skin. Another backed off. Bond quiets for him, Arun roared. Warriors refused. Line held firm. Elias didn't blink. Platoon rifles stayed low. Chen murmured, He's losing them, push the ceasefire. Kithra vaulted the slab, faced Arun. Sign the corridor, joint patrols. Human rules for blades. She glanced at Elias. Blister scar caught light. He is blade quiet. Arun glared, scanned his mutinous troops, slapped the ceasefire slate. Corridor granted, patrols shared, but watch the quiet ones. Cheers erupted, Zorathian and human mixed. Kithra gripped Elias' shoulder, rig not needed. Blade quiet leads next breach. Elias nodded, touched the scar. Physics and patience, Captain. Platoon filed out, corridor secured. Scans pinged clean, but Elias spotted horizon flicker, pirate heavies inbound. Cannon ports glowed. Rig time, Elias grinned. Arun signaled join. Lead. Elias scanned, platoon ready, Zorath beside, pirates crested. Flank, he barked, squad moved fast. Kithra vaulted ruin, blade bit cockpit glass, shards rained. Arun's cannon slagged lead heavy. Boom shook dust. Human way, Chen relayed fire lines, precise volleys cracked armor. Elias chokeslammed sentry on gunner turret. Man down, zip ties snapped, swarm hit. Pirate lasers glanced nano-veils, sparks danced harmless. Kithra pinned pirate leader. Yield, blade hovered throat. Pirate snarled, no snap yield. Elias dragged him clear, zipped wrists, heavies circled low. Cannon muzzles kissed hulls. Breacher, Elias called, charge boomed, deck breached. Squad poured in, hand-to-hand cracked bones. Kithra vaulted bulkhead. Blade arm bit pirate. Clean sever, Elias flanked, bracket whip to knee. Down, Chen finished sentry, precise shot, deeper, engine swarm pinned. Arun slagged corridor ahead, bulkhead glowed. Elias vent dropped, 3 pirates down, fists and grapples, bridge loomed. Lord ordered fire. Arun's lance kissed helm, consoles fried, surrender klaxons wailed, cheers shook hull. Elias spotted flicker, scans screamed, cloaked wing inbound. Tail, he barked. Rig, Kithra nodded. Your way, webbing flew, tape sealed breaches. Brackets clamped hull plates, drones hit, plasma splashed, rigs held, pirates gaped. Arun stared. Tools defy gods, Elias shrugged. Physics. Lord Slate pinged surrender, signal beamed out. Arun raised blade. Inquiry first, then next war, humans lead. Elias touched blister scar. Calm one, dots vanished from scans, respect sealed. Stars hid more threats. Restraint primed for next. Kithra sheathed her blade. Blade quiet, patrol now? Elias checked ammo. Double time. They moved as one, corridor held, pirates scattered. But deep scans whispered, bigger fleet mast. Arun's eyes hardened. They come for revenge. Elias rigged fresh gloves. Then we teach 'em protocols. Platoon laughed. Zoreth blades hummed approval. Alliance forged in burn scars. Test passed. War called.